All right, guys, Jake Paul has told us why he lost to Tommy Fury. This is a serious video. This is seriously what he said, and I'm going to give you a pop quiz. Before we even start, you guys guess in the comments, and this is not even engagement bait. I'm genuinely curious what you guys would believe. Was it A, Tommy Fury's stiff jab? Was it B, Tommy Fury's excellent footwork? C, Jake Paul's jet lag being in Dubai? Or D, Jake Paul jizzed his pants? Which would you guys guess was the correct answer in terms of what Jake Paul said was the reason that he lost? Ready? Boo in the comments. Put it in the comments. It's D, jizzed his pants. So this is actually really funny because it's actually a legitimate thing to bring up. I know it's going to sound completely ridiculous to people who don't have any experience with this. It's going to sound totally ridiculous because you're like, wait, he jizzed his pants? It's like, okay, well, what he technically said was that he had a wet dream the night before. And if you don't know what that means, it means you grew up in a repressive household where they didn't tell you about things that you needed to know about. What? But yeah, so he really said that. He really said that. And Logan Paul then backed him up. It was all, dude, that happened to me with KSI, man. You know, you got to ask yourself, you're all, so I'm going to get in the ring. I'm going to get all sweaty with Tommy Fury tomorrow. He's all, I'm going to get in the ring. I'm going to get all sweaty with KSI. And the night before, they're all, oh, and they jizz their pants. Oh, man. This is going to be a video. Listen, actually, you know what? Let me just say this. If you are a single dude, you have to listen to this video because I'm going to give you extraordinarily valuable information. I can't stress that enough. Like, I am going to give you a cheat code. Now, many of you have heard me tell lots of stories from when I was single and what I used to do, whatever, and you guys have seen what my wife looks like. So when it comes to closing girls, right? Seeing a girl and being like, ooh, I wonder if I could charm that girl into being in my life for the next 10 hours or potentially, or the next 3 hours, or maybe the next forever. I'm a guy that has a very strong success ratio in that particular category, and I'm going to give you a cheat code that will change your life and is directly related to what Jake Paul has said is the reason that he lost Tommy Fury, which I already shared with you. Now, let's jump into this. But first, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Also, really important, I am launching a second MMA channel. I'll tell you exactly why really quick. Okay. So if you look at the links in my, like links, or just go to the description, it's called Jesse on Fire After Hours. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I have a million. You have any idea how much content I could put out if I just cranked all the content I wanted to talk about? I have to be surgical on this channel, putting out only topics that I know will get like decent number of clicks. And I don't like it, dude. I want to be able to talk about a lot of different things. And like the other day, I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to do these videos. I want to talk about Jake Gyllenhaal. I want to talk about a cell phone video of Jake Gyllenhaal in the octagon. I want to talk about that. I want to do this video on Cody Garbrandt that I know is not going to perform. And it kills me with the algorithm here. So that's what I'm doing. Second channel, if you like my stuff, I'm going to just vomit. I'm going to put out so much content on that channel, it's going to be ridiculous. Or at least as much as I do here, just different types of topics that I don't have to worry as much about how they perform. So go in the description and subscribe to that channel. There's going to be an immense amount of content coming out on that very, very shortly. This is not like an empty promise. Like 100% by the end of the week, there will be like 5, 6, 7, 8 videos on there. So go do it. Anyway, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. So, Jake Paul went on impulsive and he said to Logan Paul that he had a wet dream and that is why he lost. Now, let me just tell you guys in advance, if you have no experience fighting, right? Like anybody who has any experience fighting will already know that it is common practice for fighters to save up that, to not get their rocks off anytime soon before the fight, like, within proximity of the fight. When I was in college, what my sport was trying to close girls, all right? Trying to close girls, right? And so what I did to try to close girls was go out and be charming and, hey, so what are you doing later? And they're like, I don't know. And your magneticism is what's going to dictate whether they want to hang out with you. Are you funny? Are you charismatic, etc.? So I figured out that if I held it, right? I'll cut to the chase. I never, ever rubbed one out after Sunday. Never. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I basically never did anyway. Sunday was the only day that I would do it because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm trying to close girls. That's my only job, dude. I'm in college, man. I'm not going to waste this period of time. All these drunk little co-eds that are, wanting to hang out with me. I'm not going to waste the time that I have here. So I take it very seriously. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm saving up because on Thursday, as long as I have a clear schedule of no getting my rocks, I was a charming gentleman. If I went longer than that, if I went like 5, 6, 7 days, you could bet your life I was going to close a girl. You could literally bet your life on it. There would have been a direct data-driven correlation between my abstinence going into a night where I went out and my success ratio bringing a girl home or like hanging, whatever, right? Literally, like, I mean, I can't express to you how bulletproof this data would have been. And on the flip side of that, right? On the flip side of that, in the event that, let's say I don't know, I mean, I never did this, but let's say I just broke the rule and like on Thursday morning, I was like, fuck it, okay? There's no chance I was going to have success that night unless it was one of my old girls, like a girl that I was like a girl I had been with before that I was just kind of like reinvigorate, hey, what are you doing later? One of those. And that's actually how that would happen. That's how I learned that is like, if I spent the night at some girl's house on Thursday, like my ex or something, and then we did whatever, and then we did it in the morning again, and then Friday night, dude, never. No success ever. There's something about the buildup of that in your body that turns you into a savage. And I don't mean a savage like, it's not like I was, like it made me more, it actually made me less, what it was is it made me less desperate. You would think that building it up would make you more desperate. It's exactly the opposite. It makes you more confident. It makes you more smooth. It makes you way more magnetic. I can't explain it beyond that. Trust me, if you're a single person, implement it. Tell me I'm wrong. Implement it and tell me I'm wrong. You got a date coming up on Friday with some girl, hold it for 5 days. See what happens. See what happens. Watch how comfortable you feel hanging out with her. And then remember that you did this and then go, oh, I wonder if that's not a coincidence, because it's not. Okay. I did this for 5 years. It's bulletproof. Actually, I did forever, right up until I was with Gabrielle. But anyway, so when it comes to the fights, I mean, I have a lot less experience, building it up for fights than I do with building it up to close women. But if you're telling me that those two things are like super disconnected, no, they're not. Both high testosterone activities. So, the story's real. And also, Jake Paul said that he had held it for 2 weeks. And so did Logan Paul. They held it for 2 weeks. That's bananas, dude. I mean, well, I guess that's actually not that bananas because in my case, like I said, I was holding it up to get rid of it. So it was like, like I said, it was very high success ratio at 5 days. So that would never get to 2 weeks. I would never, ever, ever get to 2 weeks. But yeah, so the body rejected his plan. Body is like, nah, dog, no. I'm sorry. I know you've done all this work. You want to know what's crazy though? Actually, I'm just going to turn this into so the excuse is legit. All right. The excuse is legit. But here's something actually really crazy for those of you who are like, man, I could never do that. This is a biological fact. Okay. For me anyway. As long as you abstain, there will be one time where you're like, oh man, I would love to go do whatever. As long as you don't do it that one time, it's easy after that. It's not, you don't have to like white knuckle it for fucking 2 weeks, dude. You have to beat it once, literally once, one time, and then it's over. And then it's just like, oh, now it's just easy. One time. Body's fucking weird, man. And this feels a little bit like sex ed class. And some of you are probably really weirded out, but you know what? I'm trying to give you a blueprint so you can fuck all the girls that you want and beat the shit out of as many guys as you want. So grow the fuck up. Jesus. Anyway, that's this video. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Peace.